Right, Aisha Ibrahim has just joined me with Joy News Interactive. Good evening and welcome to Aisha.
Good evening, Israel. But I just can't understand what is happening in Ghana. Strange things are happening.
Such as?
That 208 vehicles are missing.
Okay, what I find strange is that we have actually 600 plus vehicles at the presidency.
So where are the missing vehicles?
Well, I don't know. We'll get to know very soon.
Yet we are here hungry. We're looking for food to eat. Oh my goodness. All right. So you know how to join the conversations on facebook.com/joynews on TV, and on Twitter is on Joy News on TV. Now let's start with the strange things that are happening in Ghana. And I told you that 208 vehicles are missing from the pool of vehicles at the Flagstaff House. This follows the setting up of a task force by government to retrieve state assets being kept unlawfully. Don't forget also that sometime last week, NDC National Organizer Kofi Adams complained of seizure of his vehicles, which generated lots of controversy. Now, ever since, there's been heated conversation about individuals keeping state properties and whether they have the right to do so. So the question I ask, what would you support? The forceful retrieval of those vehicles from suspected individuals, or you support the call for us to wait for the vehicles to be retained willingly?
I think government have all the record of the vehicle that they have. Okay, so and then with that, if they can check those records from DVLA, and then if they know the number, so if it happens that they get that same vehicle with someone else who is not in the government, then they will use the legal means to take this in the car from the person. You don't need to take force or any this in rainbow tactics, to claim that this in the vehicle.
I believe the laws of the land should work. Yes, we have state institutions. The best we do, we report. Yes, then the institutions pick them up. Then the police too is also there. DVLA is there. We can get documents. Then we can also push it forward. So we should let the institutions work. Yeah, we should strengthen our institutions. They should work. That's all. Well, I believe negotiations are there. If it's found that it's with somebody and you talk to the person, yes, gratefully, I believe we are Ghanaians. We are civilized, and our democracy has grown to this extent. So, yeah.
All right, so those were interesting comments. Let's check what you've been saying on Facebook. Israel will help us.
Ilyasu Harana Tamale says it must be retrieved from them in a Rambo style. If every government official engaged in such loot, would there be anything left in the name of Ghana? Do they get tired of looting? If cars are being looted like this, your guess is as good as mine how monies will be stolen. Ernest says that government is doing the usual propaganda to prepare Ghanaians to support the purchasing of brand new luxurious vehicles. These cheap politics must stop. Get to work. Ismail Halil says, I thought this issue has been addressed. Both sides contradicted in their press statements. I don't know which one to believe. Amagana, God help us. Tiana Smart says, these vehicles must be retrieved with full force using commandos from the army. I can't fathom the rates at which these people looted the state coffers. In fact, I'm just wowed thinking about the whole issue. SMH.
And Maxwell Oheneba Preku says, I will force you to bring it because you knew you are no longer working for the country. Why must you keep them? I will take it as stealing. Nuhu Ndebila says, I'm constrained to correct yet another distortion about the whereabouts.
Right, so he's referring to a statement put out by the former Deputy Chief of Staff, Johnny Kofi.
And Kwesi Boateng says, in the first place, why should they take the car along in a situation like that? The said car should be taken away and the said person in possession of the car should be made to face the law. Kofi Sam Kinsman says, I will use knockouts to fight and chase them so they return. You want to hold on to power, then you do your things right. Martine Xylem Achu says, if these vehicles are found with them, they need to be retrieved. And Mate Humble Hero says, if persuasion fails, force must be applied. The law must be applied equally and fairly. Those are some of your comments from our Facebook platform. Also, as if the tough time the minority gave the majority in the approval of Otiko Jaba's nomination was not enough, 2 MPs from the minority side have sued the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection at the Supreme Court, asking for her appointment to be revoked. Question I ask, what do you make of the situation? And would it be fair at all if you were denied a job because you haven't undertaken your national service?
Then it's true. She shouldn't be there if that is the issue. I support those who are saying she doesn't qualify. Fine, they should go ahead. If she falls everything, they should pick her on, that's all.
That one, it has to do with the kind of interview and then the quality the person have. So I don't think, well, if they sue him to court, probably they have their reason. But if it is the person who is...
My take on that will be that since it's a public institution and we all want to encourage public service to be one of the key areas where everyone must contribute each or her quota to the development of the nation, it should be a prerequisite condition to get a public office. And I shouldn't think it should be something that should be difficult for anyone to do. If indeed you want to serve the people, the first premise, I believe, is to do your national service.
So that's not all, because a lot of the messages are coming on our Facebook platform. Let's see that, Israel.
Kofi Sam says, I don't think someone should be denied a ministerial job because of national service. Here in Ghana, graduates have in two folds: national suffering and national service. How do you expect someone to attend private universities so expensive and tell the person to direct traffic? How many of the big guys have their relatives directing traffic and teaching in Boja school? And Michael Kenny says, is much ado about nothing in their suit. They should include all elected MPs who have not done their national service. Did the 3 have the military training as part of their service? Shameless. Bambakia says, I'll be very happy to see them test the law. Let's see what the law says about that. And Michael Bonny says, any idiot can go to court. She should be left alone. Who was a black one when he was giving a government appointment? Hypocrites, you are.
And Najili Ajay says they should go to hell, or even they can drink DDT and die. Oh, who cares? So Honorable Tiko all the way. Akpene Adam says they should leave her, they should let her be. And Oscar says the court will decide on that. All right. So finally, a man with 1 wife is a bachelor. Really? Well, that's according to the Information Minister designate Mustafa Hamid, who related to a Dagomba proverb in response to a question on how many wives he has during his vetting today. So he, of course, that's what he used, but this has generated interesting discussions after his vetting, especially on social media. But what I need you to tell me is, would you like to marry more wives or husbands if your culture and religion permitted, and why? But let's listen to Mustafa Hamid first, then we can seek your opinion on that.
How many wives can a Dagomba man have?
Mr. Chairman, in Dabong, there's a saying that what it means is that a man with 1 wife is a bachelor.
I want to change my ethnic group.
Okay, so let me ask you the question.
So was it the chairman of the appointments committee who said he wants to change his ethnic group?
Yes. Okay, that's quite interesting. But would you like to marry more wives or husbands if your culture and religion permitted, and why?
No, I wouldn't. Why? Handling more than 1 wife is very hectic, and it's not something 1 man can do alone. It's very tedious. I've seen situations like that. Someone marry more than 1 wife. So I don't think I'll do that.
Even if I will not do it, because you can't follow two steps at the same time. I may love one more than the other one. So I don't want to try that. I prefer to marry one. It's better.
Women are very complicated. Even just take these vows day, you'd have to buy vows gifts for all of them. If last year you bought a phone for each one, this year you have to buy a car for each one of them. Next year you have to build a house for each one of them. It's impossible. You'd have to stick with one.
No, I wouldn't. The reason being that I don't like to share. So it wouldn't make sense for somebody to share me. And then I don't think my husband would also agree that another man should actually have sex with me. It doesn't make sense at all. Yes, I like to have all to myself. It makes it interesting, really.
Israel.
Yeah.
So would you also like to change your ethnic?
I won't want to change, but if I had an ethnic group that allowed me to, yeah, I may want to consider that.
To have 2 wives?
Yeah.
Or 3?
2 will be fine. 3 will be trouble. 3 will be trouble. But yes, in the same vein, in some cultures, a woman is permitted to take more than one husband.
Really?
Yeah, they call it polyandry. In some places in
culture?
India,
okay,
in some parts of Africa.
Yeah, in India, yes, that I know.
Yeah,
but
you can get to do that.
But
it would be weird.
That would be weird.
Very weird.
But why weird, Israel? If a man can have 2 wives, why not?
Well, our society makes it weird.
Yeah, but maybe we should try because now we are at par with the guys.
Aisha, do you want a second husband?
All right, so what's on Facebook?
Aisha, do you want a second husband?
Elias Haruna Tamale says the Islamic religion stipulates that you can marry up to 4 wives if you can cater for them, including satisfying them sexually. It is to curb the act of infidelity or adultery. In any case, if you have 1 wife and she happens to travel, you have no wife again till she returns. It's like a president traveling and...
Yeah. You still haven't answered my question. Would you want to marry
No, Israel. You know I wouldn't want to marry. I'm just saying that...
I don't know.
You guys... Okay, I'm telling you, but you guys are cheating us by having the opportunity to have 2, 3 wives. So maybe we should also try and see.
According to some cultures.
And because you guys are too jealous, you can't even stand
Baba
it.
Musa says, yes, my religion permits, but we must marry if we can practice equity amongst the wives. I'm still learning how to be fair. Oscar says, in this modern Ghana, I'm not sure Hamid is serious. Dangote Mutila says, 1 wife is enough. Azari says, yes, I would like to marry 4 husbands. 4, I don't want to be, I don't get it. Oscar Mutila says, let's marry more. If not, a lot of women will be husbandless. Okay, well, he's got a point there. Patrick Adu says, it's a matter of choice. Makanji says, yes, sure, why not? I will. Akpene says, nope. And Celestine says, me? No, for peace sake. Wow. Smart move.
And listening to one of the guys we spoke with, he said it will be too much trouble for him.
Yeah, it can be trouble. I suspect, yes, it's going to be a lot of trouble. But well, some people seem to know how to manage it very well. So
I think they put on a nice face when they come out. It's not that easy. And it Duku Denny says, Hamid do all. And Black Cat says, I don't see the sense in it, so it's a no for me. And Sam in General says, yes, plenty. Salah Brian Adams says, just marry one to reduce unemployment. How is this related
I
to
don't get it, actually.
Nathaniel says, nah, why should I? Because I can't satisfy both. And Bagbo Benjamin says, big no, because one is even not a small task. And the trouble I see here is that you're tempted to love one more than the other. And that's what God doesn't want. So you may end up getting curses instead of blessings for marrying. All right, so I thought we had a picture of the day.
That is the picture of the day.
Where's that?
Right there on the screen.
Okay, so
well, it's about the styling for the vetting these days. You know, we have some of the female ministers going showing us some styles. You know, very soon this kaba could become very popular design. I'm talking about the Kaaba.
Israel.
Yes. Aisha, why?
Yes, suspect. And on that note, we end the interactive segment. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Enjoy your Thursday evening.